What's up guys, Retro Django here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we're gonna check out how to just easy clean the Amiga 1200 keyboard. Now you have seen multiple videos where people pulls out everything and RetroBrights and cooks and cleans and putting on chemicals. It's not the way over here. Let's check out how easy it actually can be done. But before we do anything, let's check out the sponsor of this beautiful video. This video is sponsored by PCBWay, my favorite PCB manufacturer. PCBWay offers high quality PCB services and much more. Get your PCB prototype, CNC manufacturing, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication, injection molding, and so on. The possibilities are limitless. Send in your product for manufacturing or just pick some of the projects that are ready to pick from. One of the things I love about PCBWay is searching their website for retro computing parts. Retro PC parts, Commodore 64, Amiga, and so on. Go in and check it out right now. I want to thank PCBWay for contacting me and sponsoring this video. But also, I must say I'm honored to be a part of this company now, because I love retro computers and PCBWay can expand my hobby by providing me with all new prototypes and so on. Personally, I love it. I want to thank PCBWay.com for letting me be a part of their amazing company and sponsoring this video. Now, how do we clean this? We don't want to take off everything. Okay, we do it the easy way here. We don't want to put a lot of chemicals and make all the plastic more brittle and 2 years later it needs the same treatment again. No, we don't do that. We do it the easy way, right? The first thing we do is turning off the Amiga, touch something metal, and then just easily pull off this little plastic holder here. Check this one out, be careful. And then you actually have the keyboard in your hand. Turn on the Amiga again. As you can see, this keyboard, if we look at it like this, then you can see it's pretty dusty, dirty in here. It's about 30 years of dust that's inside here. And I must say, I bought this particular Amiga 1200 for about 6 months ago, right? And well, I haven't cleaned it. The only thing I actually did was upgrading the kickstart to 3.1, the best version, putting a 16 gig compact flash card with all the games, all the demos. You don't need more, and putting in a cheap Turbo Fire card. That's it. Nothing is recapped, nothing is clean. It works perfect. Now, what do? We check this and we take off all these small screws. Yes, I said it should be easy, but it is what it is. Let's remove these, all right? There we go. As you can see, more than a handful of screws, all these small black parts for the screws here. That's about it, really easy. Let's turn this one over. Now we can actually just lift the keyboard up here, and you can see under here we have 30 years of old dust. Let's remove that. This is the membrane. Well, if your keyboard doesn't work, you can always clean this, but don't use something powerful that will melt these pads. Just use some simple Kleenex, Windex, or what you want to use. This is the membrane. As you can see, this one needs some cleaning over here. Those brown spots from Coca-Cola or whatever do down here. Ew. This one over here needs some attention, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and clean this one also. And last but least, this little metal plate down at the bottom. This one also needs to be cleaned. Now, I said that I didn't, it says a 500-4. Now I said I didn't want to take off all these small keys. So what do? I just take out the caps lock over here, this little thing. And when I take that one out, I will put the whole keyboard in the dishwasher, washing machine. So I will just put it in as it is right now, and I will let the machine clean everything. I use no chemicals, no nothing, just put it in and put it at about 50 degrees and then just let it wash for about an hour, and let's check it out how it looks when it's all washed. Just like this, just put it in a clean machine with nothing else inside, and just, you know, 40-50 degrees, no chemicals, no nothing, and just let it wash for an hour or so, and see how it looks. Alright guys, the keyboard is being washed. Look at how easy it is. While it's being washed, let's take a look at this Amiga, right? As I said earlier, bought it 6 months ago. Now, I'm getting, not weekly, but maybe a couple of times every month from my subscribers, from my friends, Retro Django, you wanna buy my collection, my Amigas, my blah blah blah. I love all this retro stuff, I love to review it. This Amiga came up from one of my close friends actually. He said that he got it in a big purchase. He collects most Commodore 128s, Commodore 128D, and he got this one. He said he bought this one. If I was interested, then he will let me have the first blah blah, you know, approach. When I buy an Amiga 1200, I don't buy Amiga 600s. No. But Amiga 1200s, I love them. Two things. First, has it been opened? Check the label. Is it breached? Has it been opened? Second thing, look at the back side here of this shield, RF shield. Is it rusty? Is it corroded? I'm not interested. Then it has been stored somewhere with humidity, and it's I don't want to mess with stuff like that. This one, he sends pictures. It's all mirrored, like it's just blank and it's shiny. Looks like it's 1993. Okay, has not been opened. Great. Why? Because I don't like when people has been in here, giving it some static electricity, pulling in and out some stuff. And the worst thing that people can do when I want to buy an Amiga 1200 is recapping them. If the Amiga has been recapped, I will never buy it. Never, never, ever. Okay? Because I have been burned, man, by grill bills that recaps with the big iron and melts the board. I mean, right? Retro Django, don't watch this video if you love Amiga 1200. That's one of the last Amiga 1200s I bought, recapped, and it was just a mess. So this one, I was the first one that opened it. I haven't cleaned anything, but as you can see, perfectly stored, no rust. The top RF shield was of course beautiful. I took it out and I threw it out of the window. We don't need it. Better air circulation. I took off the 3.0 kickstart, throw them out of the window, and put in the best version ever, Commodore's 3.1. Everything else is just messy and headache. I have put in this beautiful cheap X-rated card from Stephen Leary, Turbo Fire 1230, and it runs at, let me see here, 50 megahertz CPU here. It has got 64 megabytes of RAM. You can install 128 megabytes of RAM, but no one is gonna feel the difference no one's gonna use 128 megabytes of RAM. Come on, guys. So yeah, 64 RAM. It has got this IDE. The only thing I could use it for was as a secondary drive. I put in the Terrible Fire Kickstart ROMs, but I couldn't make it boot from here, so I gave up on that. New revision firmware has been released for this. I don't know if it fixes it. I haven't updated it because it works. I don't want to mess with anything that just works. Okay, beautiful stuff. Floppy drive, I haven't cleaned it yet. I haven't even tested it. So it is what it is. Other than that, this is the revision 2B. Nice revision. As you can see here, the top of the RF out here, it's not rusted, corroded, important. And if you look at my Amigas in my videos, if the RF here out is gone, then the Amiga has been recapped. Because when I recap, I always pull this one out and throw it out the window. Okay, so yeah, not recapped. Looks perfect. Doesn't smell fishy. I had issues with non-recapped Amiga 600s, but Amiga 1200s. I will recap it. Don't worry, you don't have to write it, but it is what it is. So this is my, for now, everyday running Amiga 1200 with the 16 gigabyte of compact flash card. I have all the games, I have all the demos. I don't think I need more than that. I don't know, maybe if I had MP3 songs, yeah, but who gives? So yeah, a beautiful system. And this system with 3.1, 68030 at 50 megahertz, or it could be 30, 40 megahertz, it doesn't matter, as long as it's the 030. Then the menu, everything for the arcade game selector, everything, it's so snappy, it works, and it's very, very compatible one-on-one game, Amiga games. I mean, that's 99% of the Amiga usage for me. It's gaming. You can also listen to mod files. I love that. So it is what it is. Beautiful system, fully recommended. This upgrade will give you, if you ask me, the absolute best Amiga experience, compatibility in gaming. This is it. This is the sweet spot. So if you're asking me, Retro Django, I want the perfect Amiga for playing games, do this. Double HD load allows you to play the old ECS, OCS games, and with the AGA chipset, you will play AGA games. And with the 030, you can watch some of the demos, not all of them, not those 60 demos, I know, but you can still enjoy some of the demos, all OCS, ECS demos, and play all AGA games. It's amazing, guys. So yeah, let's check out how the keyboard is doing. So this is day 2 and it's not that sunny, but a lot of windy weather, not the best. And when you do this, the best is to have it at, have 25 degrees of sun. It's about 12 degrees, 13 degrees today. So yeah, but yesterday it was about 24, 25 degrees and this keyboard was out for maybe 6 hours. So let's take it inside and take a closer look. There we go. All right, so the membrane is cleaned. This will get some glue. Don't throw this one out because this makes sure that the ribbon cable doesn't break off. So when you assemble everything, you will just have to line this one up here and the rest and put the keyboard on top. You can, when it's open here, you can actually paint this. So if you want to have it all black or whatever you want, this is your opportunity to do that. All right. What we have all been waiting for, the keyboard. this trick is best when it's sunny, when it's June, July, August. You can do this. It's really nice. But this is September month, guys, and to be honest, yesterday this keyboard got cleaned and got about 5 or 6 hours of direct sun yesterday. But today it's about 13 degrees. It's just not sunny enough. And I can see on the weather that it will be bad during the week, but at the weekend we will have 20 or 25 degrees again. So when I look at it here, it was standing like this, you know. So the top got a lot of sun yesterday and the front got a lot of sun yesterday. But if we bend it this way, as you can see, it's still a bit yellow down here. So next weekend I will just put it down on the table here so the bottom side can get some sun. But you can see top side, one day, no peroxide, chlorine oxide, no chemicals, nothing that destroys our beloved earth, nothing, man. It's just first clean it, leave it out in the sun, and it will get retro-brighted without getting brittle, okay? When I was all green back in 2018, I bought an Amiga 500 Plus from eBay. It was all retro-brighted with all the chemicals you can dream about. It was white, just like this, just like the table. It looks great. It was Amiga 500 Plus, and I was like, whoa, man, I can't believe this. He shipped it to me from Germany to Denmark, and when I got it, it didn't just have a crack on the case. No, it was in a billion pieces because the plastic got stiff and so brittle because of all those chemicals that it just, the vibrations, it was in million pieces, guys. So please do me a favor, try this method. Don't just take your Amiga 1200 or your Commodore 64, put it out in the sun, bam. No, take off those few screws, clean everything, wash everything, and put the case and keyboard out, not the motherboard. Come on. These chips under the sun for days, for hours, they will cook in there, they will get so hot. It's not the best thing to do for 30-year-old components. You know what I mean. So this is the trick, guys. You don't have to pull off all the keys that a lot of YouTubers shows you. You can do it if you want to do it, but this is how this YouTuber recommends you to do. Remove everything, dishwasher, take it out, under the sun, let it dry, and if you have the time, just leave it out there for 4 or 5 days under the sun, and you will get perfect results. No chemical usage, no nothing. I hope you enjoyed this. Just a little trick. As you can see, the caps lock here. For now, the caps lock is green, but if you want, you can actually put in other colored LEDs in there. You can put in red, you can put in yellow, you can put in blue, whatever you want. This is the trick. You can just replace it. Easy stuff. Great stuff, guys. I want to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something today. If you do this, write it on the comments below about your results. What do you think? Are you into chemical stuff or are you into the natural one? Let me hear what you think. So thank you for watching. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to PCBWay for supporting this channel. You guys, all of you, you're just great. I love y'all, and I hope that I see you on the next video. And I love my speakers. They're on top of each other, so then they play mono, not stereo, as you can see. Isn't that great? Have a great day out there, guys. Bye. Still yellow.